Oh, I can't remember what the practical joke I played on him was. I think I might have shot him with a nail gun, and he chased me with a claw hammer trying to hit me. He was a bit of a psycho. Another kid was put in a wheelie bin and put out in the sun for about half an hour, and it had like food and stuff in it, and the lid was tied down with a bit of timber across the top so he could still breathe. But yeah, he was stuck upside down in this wheelie bin for about 20 minutes or half an hour or so out in the sun. He was ropeable when he came out, absolutely ropeable, not happy at all. And of course you can't do these sort of things these days because you'd end up in court and getting all sorts of shit, but you could get away with it back then. When I was an apprentice, I used to cop daily beatings from a big tow truck driver called Tank. I'd go into the storeroom to get whatever I needed, and you know, as soon as he saw me go in there, he'd come in, shut the door behind, whack, 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 whack. I'd come out with a dead arm, so I couldn't move. It'd take me 10 minutes before I could get back to work again. Bastard. He couldn't do anything because he was a bloody tank. He's bloody huge. Another workplace I was working at, we used to play a lot of jokes on this guy's teacup. He was fanatical about his cup of tea. Every day he'd have his cup of tea, and he had the same cup, and he wouldn't let anyone else touch it. He was one of those fanatical guys anyway. The guy owned 16 Chryslers, so that's sort of telling you something about his personality. He's quite unique. A few of us younger guys, he was about 20 years older than us maybe, so a few of us younger guys, we would pick on him and give him shit, and we would do things to his tools and play jokes on him. We were drinking quite a lot of alcohol at this workplace. The owner was an alcoholic, so we were quite drunk most of the time when we were working there. And one day we were having a few drinks after work and stuff, as we did, and we decided to play a few practical jokes on him, and it got a little bit out of hand. I really feel bad about this one. I got his teacup, I had a little wee-wee in it. I took a leak in it, I had a piss in it, and I put a tea bag in it, gave it a bit of a jiggle so that it looked like tea, put it in the freezer, and so in the morning he's gone to get his tea, couldn't find his tea cup, and he ended up looking in the freezer, found it, and then just started rinsing it out with hot water and just put his hand in the cup and just rinsed it all out. He thought it was water. No one ever told him any different. Meanwhile, we're pissing ourselves laughing, and at the same time I was feeling bad about it. I still feel bad about that to this day. I shouldn't have done that. That was disgusting. But when you're young and stupid and you're full of alcohol, you do weird things. Some of the guys I used to work with, they used to go down to the shops and they would buy $1 of mixed lollies. So if you're not an Australian, mixed lollies is like a bag of mixed candy. If you're an American, mixed sweets. Everyone would put in their lunch order, then someone would go down the shop and they would buy the lunch for the whole workshop. They didn't have delivery, so we would have to go and pick up. So someone would go, oh yeah, buy me some mixed lollies while you were there. And so one guy who no one really liked that much, he asked for mixed lollies one day, and the guy who was going down to get them was quite feral. He was the human poo guy. He was the guy who pooed in the guy's spray gun and put poo in his overalls and everything. When he came back, he let us in on a little bit of a secret. He'd put some of the lollies in his butt crack and then put them back in the bag and then gave them to this guy. And while this guy is eating his lollies at the lunch table, everyone was absolutely pissing themselves around the lunch table. And of course he's already finished his lollies and he's looking at this chocolate bar, and he's like, everyone's just cracking up laughing, and he's looking at this chocolate bar and he's going, what? He's looking for a hole in it, like we'd put a needle in it and injected something in there or something. He's opened it up and he's having a good look over it, and he had no idea that it was anything to do with the lollies. It started off a little bit of a lolly war, where someone would take someone else's lollies and someone else would take their lollies, and I think it was this guy who ate the butt crack lollies, and the other guy I mentioned called Tank. So they had a bit of a lolly war going on where they would steal each other out of his lollies, and it got a bit aggro. You know, they're talking about $1 worth of bloody mixed lollies, and the grown men, they had a bit of a biffo, and it ended up that Tank ended up putting this other guy through the spray booth window, just put a big crack in it. Yeah, just had a bit of a push and shove and just hit him, and ended up going through the spray booth window over $1 of mixed lollies. And the biffo sort of happened throughout the workshop, and they also dented a classic car. I just finished repairing this classic car. It was a 1960 something Ford Cougar, I think, convertible, and put a big dent in it, and so it had to be repaired again. Oh, I tell you, there was some fun and games in that workshop. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I got a bit of a laugh just thinking about all the memories. I hope you got a bit of a laugh out of it too. And if you've got any similar stories about your workshop experiences, workplace experiences, please either share them in the comments down below, or make your own video and yeah, post it down below. Tell me about it. Link to me in it. I'd love to hear it. I love hearing about workplace jokes and everything. It's yeah, quite funny. I don't get to do anything like that these days. Well, we do a little bit, but it's quite tame compared to what I used to get up to. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll catch you later.